Thank you for joining us on Loretta Coleman Live. Join the conversations. We have a lot of great topics. So join us each Monday and Tuesday, 6:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are invited to be a guest on my show. If you would like to be a guest on my show, you may send me an inbox or you may email me at lorettacoleman33@gmail.com. Meanwhile, get ready and join the conversation.
Greg, that was pretty good. Greg, do it one. Greg, do it one. Greg, do it one. Do it one more time.
Well, hello there, everybody. We welcome you to Loretta Coleman Live on this Monday. The day that we kick off voting, early voting, the day that we kick off early voting, y'all. Oh, yes. We got to do it. We got to do it. Let me get this together right here, right quick. Get this together. And then we're going to have a conversation on the night. We're going to have a conversation on tonight. And we do want you to be a part of it because, as always, we got something interesting to talk about on tonight. One of our topics that we're going to talk about tonight is loyalty. Is there anybody loyalty left? Is there any more loyal people left? Can you tell me that? And then we're going to talk about, I really want your feedback on this one. Sometimes you have people, they get upset with friends, they may get upset with boyfriends, they may get upset with siblings, and they talk to you about them and they have you on their side. This is why it's not important to take sides. It's not important to take sides because that same person who came to you and confided to you, turn around and get mad with you when you try to tell them something about what they told you. I had that enlightened to me. I think it was either Friday or Saturday. I said the next person who when they get mad with their significant other, I do not want them to tell me nothing about that, because when it's all said and done, they'll turn around and they'll get mad with you for something they call you about. So we're going to talk about life situations, and I want to ask some questions. I want to know, is there any loyalty today? Now, I can honestly say yes. They are people that are loyal to their friends. Then there are people who only think about me, myself, and I. There's those people who only think about me, myself, my family. If we're doing fine, then they don't worry about nobody else. Me, my. You don't really care about what's going on around you. I've heard many people say that. I've heard many people say, as long as me and mine is doing fine, that's all that matters. Well, is that the way it's supposed to be? Is that the way that it's supposed to be? I had a fantastic weekend, so I'm in a good mood, and I want people to talk back to me because we need to talk about some things. We need to talk about life. We need to talk about pretenders. We need to talk about being our very best. We need to talk about being authentic. There are so many things that we need to talk about. And I always say, be very mindful of that person who's always shifting the blame on somebody else. Be very mindful of that person who is always somebody else and never them. Listen with your ear. Listen at what they say. Listen at what they don't say. Listen at that person who you can't never please, who you can't never do nothing right, who you're not good enough to give them any type of advice unless they are wanting something from you. If they want something from you, then they treat you totally different. And I'm not talking about friends. I'm talking about there's some family that do it. There's some coworkers that do it. There's some church members that do it. I'm talking about we got it wrong in so many things. There's a lot of people. I deal with a lot of people. I deal with a lot of people every week, sometime on a daily basis. And it's like, as long as me and mine is all right, that's all that counts. I was going through TikTok and I began to go back and look at all those people in Florida, North Carolina, different parts of South Carolina and Georgia, who are still suffering from the hurricane. Now, you know how we do when we react. When things first happen, we react. But as time goes on, you know what we do? We tend to forget about those people. But when everything first happening, everybody wants to help, everybody wants to donate, everybody want to feed. Well, it's been a couple of weeks now, and some people are still suffering. There are some people that I watched today. Matter of fact, it was a group of people, and this is really deep right here. It'll be like April or May of 2025 before they get any electricity. May of 2025 before they get any electricity. The men in the neighborhood had to come together and build a homemade bridge in order for them to be able to get in and out, to go to the supply destination, to pick up water, to pick up kerosene, to pick up generators and all of that. But how many people go to bed at night, don't even think about those people, do not even think about what those people are going through, do not even think about what those people are being challenged with? As I say again, you got people, as long as me, myself, and my family doing fine, that's all that matters. But that's not the way it's supposed to be. That is not the way it's supposed to be, ladies and gentlemen. We supposed to care about one another. We supposed to be there for one another, not to be there to be nosy, not to be there to be judgmental, but we are to be there for our sisters and our brothers and to do whatever we can to assist them. Now, many of us, we don't have the means to assist those people in Florida and North Carolina, but all of us know somebody. All of us know somebody. All of us know how to ship water to destinations. All of us know how to ship toiletries to destinations where people can have things that they need to do to bathe with. But you know what? People, I mean, it's like it hasn't happened with some people now. Some people do care, but it's like you don't hear that conversation anymore. You don't hear what are we still doing for people in Asheboro, North Carolina, in the mountains of Boone, in Florida, in Tampa, and different Florida areas. There's so much that we can do, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, one of the things I wanted to use my platform for is to try to get people to realize that this world is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. I was talking to this particular person, and they may be on here, and you know, but this is the way I feel. I had to get off on the phone with them over the weekend because it was always somebody, it's always somebody else's fault. It's always they say, she say, I don't care. I don't care about them. I don't care about them. You say you don't care about them and you say you don't care about they, but you want their money. You want them to help you. I don't get that. I really do not get that. I do not get it. I do not get it. And I ask God every day the things in my life, God, you make it right. I'm not perfect. There are times I make mistakes. There are times when I do things that I have no business doing. But one thing nobody can never say about Loretta Coleman, I am a helper and I am a giver. And a lot of times I give when I don't have because I know that God will bless me back. And I don't have to get up there and ask for it. I don't have to get up there and ask for it. And so I want to challenge those of you who will watch this video. Help somebody other than yourself. Now, again, we're not talking about money. If you work, get your department to collect water. Take it to the local police department. They'll get the water to those people. Have somebody on your job or in your civic club to collect toiletries. They'll get it to those people. They'll get it to those people. I'm not going to the mountains. I'm not going to Asheville, North Carolina, because you got to do a lot of walking to get to those places. But what I can do is start something, put the word out and say, we still need to do for these people. These people still need help. These people still need help. If you think I'm lying, go on TikTok. Put in the search bar, hurricane victims. You got people sleeping on the ground in Asheville, North Carolina in the cold with self-made tents when we're sleeping in our warm bed. But again, if it ain't me, if it ain't my family, if it's not my household, then most people don't care. That's not the way we're supposed to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We're not supposed to do that. We are supposed to be there one for another. We are supposed to be there. So let's collect that water. Hey, Dana, thank you for joining us. Hey, Connie, thank you for joining us. Let's collect some toiletries. Let's do something. Listen, you collect them. You get in touch with me, or you get in touch with Sheriff Leon Lott at the Richland County Sheriff Department, Richland County Sheriff Department, or the law enforcement in your area. They will get those items to people. You may say, well, I don't have a lot. Well, you have what you have. These people need some help. These people, you got people that cannot even, they got to survive off of what they had in their house for 6 months. When that lady said the day that they told them it would be May 2025 before they had any electricity, my heart went out to them, because when I'm out of electricity for a day, it bothers me and it disrupts my whole life. But we go on in life like nothing is wrong, with like everything is fine and dandy. Everything is not fine and dandy. Everything is not fine and dandy. And another thing, when my brother and sister hurt, I hurt. Whether we have a relationship or not, if I hear tell of somebody hurting, you can better believe I'm going to try to do something to help that person. If I hear tell of somebody that's in need, I'm going to try to gather some people. I'm going to try to gather some people and get some things that is needed. Right now, I'm doing a food drive, a non-perishable food drive. Hey, Deborah, how you doing? I'm going to do a non-perishable food drive. These people got to go through Thanksgiving. They got to go through Christmas. Look, we can take Christmas to them. I'm going to be collecting. Now, I know somebody going to hear it, and they'll probably go and put the flyer up before I can. The more, the merrier. I don't have those kinds of insecurities. But I'm going to put together the flyer, and we're going to get some stuff. And then I'm going to give it to the local sheriff department and let them get these people so these people can have a happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas. We'll be in our house if the Lord's will, and we'll be warm and they'll be cold. We'll be celebrating with our families for the holidays, and they won't. So let's learn to think about somebody else. And let me tell you another thing. I'm just in the road tonight. I had a guest, but they canceled. So, that worked out fine because I have to speak with what's in my heart. I don't want anybody around me that it's all about them and they have no concern about nobody else. I don't want to deal with people that they don't have no consideration with how another person feel. It's only how they feel and their family feel. I will treat you nice, but I always want to go for the underdog. I want to go for those people who can't help themselves. I want to go for those people who are in situations and who are in circumstances and they just don't know how to make it. That's what I want to do. And I believe that God will be pleased with that. Y'all know people. Y'all know people. You know, just think about it. If you woke up in the morning and open your door to go to work, or you open your door to go to the store, and when you open your door, water couldn't gushing in and destroyed everything you had. Everything that you had. How would you feel? Wouldn't you want somebody to help you? Wouldn't you want somebody to help you? Wouldn't you want somebody to come to your rescue? Well, the same way we would want that. We should do it. You know, it's not how much you collect, but collect what you can collect. Collect what you can collect. Hey Sandra, how you doing? But we are supposed to be our brother and sister's keeper. But we are not our brothers and sister keeper. You know what we are? We're our friends keeper. We are those that's in our circle keeper. We are those that's in our family keeper. That's what we are. But according to God's word, we are supposed to be our brother's keeper. And we're not doing that. I don't have a lot. But you know what I do got if somebody need it? Oh, I got groceries, I got canned goods, I got non-perishable food items, I got toiletries. I keep stuff like that in case people are hungry and people need it. But I'm going to put together something. I'm going to start a thing so we can, so they can take the stuff to Asheville, North Carolina. And maybe some to Florida, because these people need help. The only thing, the gist of what I'm saying tonight, we don't care about people like our parents did. When I was growing up, my parents when they planted a garden, they planted enough for the community. When they kill hogs, they gave meat to the community, and you know, different things like that. We don't do that no more. That's one of the things we like. I'm not giving him my stuff. I'm not giving them my stuff. But if the tables are turned, you will want somebody to help you. And that's the only thing I'm saying. If you want God, I shared a testimony last night at an event that I hosted in Elgin, South Carolina. And the lady was singing, and she shared just a beautiful testimony of how she had colon cancer and how the Lord had healed her. And I mean, the spirit was so high when she finished. When I got the mic back, I said, I just feel the need to share my testimony. So I began to share with them how in February of this year, my world fell apart. My world fell apart. My bridge collapsed. Everything that could have went wrong. And I began to tell them how when I went to the mailbox, I got this letter, and they said that my disability would not be in effect. It had been terminated for 10 months for supposedly overpayment for 10 months. Who can live without a paycheck coming in a month? Who can live? Who can live without your main source of income being terminated? So I shared with that last night, and I shared with them how I have put on social media, you know, this is what happened, and I show people the letters, you know, because people always they always think somebody trying to cheat somebody. I showed them the letter that came from the Social Security Administration. I said, look, I need some help. I need somebody to help me. Not one person. But check this out now. I'm going to tell you how God worked this out. But check this out. Not one person. And I said, God, what is wrong? I said, I'm a giver. I said, God, I have so good seeds, and I need you to help me. That was the key right there. When I said, God, I need you to help me. God didn't tell me to get on social media and ask people to help me. He said, Loretta, trust me. I got you. That's what he told me. Trust me. I couldn't see what God was talking about. I couldn't understand what he was talking about. And then God started having strangers, people that I didn't know, to just cash out me. I'm not talking about $50. I'm not talking about $100. I'm talking about $1,500. I'm talking about $3,000. I'm talking about $5,000. You was on my mind, Loretta, and I want to do something for you. They said, you're always doing something for somebody else, so I want to do something for you. So that was God letting me know, hey, I am with you. I got you. Even though they cut off your check, I want you to trust me because I got you. And from February, March, April, May, June, July, God took care of me. Praise the Lord. My check was reinstated in July. It didn't have to go to November. But during those times, God made sure that my lights didn't get turned off. He made sure that my water didn't get turned off. He made sure that I did not get evicted. God did that. And see, God wanted to be able to get the credit. He didn't want to give nobody else the credit. He wanted to give the credit. Matter of fact, a lot of people walked away because you do know that there's a couple of things in life that will happen to you when you find out who your real friends are. Get your name involved in a scandal, get sick for a long period of time, and need money. And you will find out who's in your corner. You will find out. But I have no regrets. I like the way God did it because God showed me, oh, girl, I got you. I remember what you had done. I remember the seeds you sowed. I remember the times when you helped other people. I remember the times when you gave and you didn't have to give. God did that, and he wanted to get the glory. So I say to you, it's not, you might don't have but 10 cents to give to help somebody to make $1, but give that 10 cents to the glory of God, and with the God kind of spirit, and that 10 cents can turn into $100 for you. You got to give with the right mindset, and you got to do things with the right motives. I'm not impressed when people just openly do things. What is your motive for doing what you do? Are you doing what you do because you can be able to say, well, I supported you, so you support me? That's not the right reason to give anything. That's not the right reason to give anything. You give because God said, give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, good measure, shaken together and running over shall men given to your bosom. Now, he didn't say it would be money. It could be clothes. I have a lady that give me clothes all the time, and I'm happy about that. I really am. I have people that do things for me, and I'm happy about that. I have people that say, I baked you a cake today. I'm happy about that. It's not all the time money. It's just about thinking about somebody else who's in a worse situation than you might be in. Yes, you're in your house. Yes, you have electricity. Yes, you have a car to drive. But what about those people who don't? Do you even care? That's what I want to say. Do you even care what your neighbors are going through? This is something we got to think about. You know, yes, it was good when the hurricanes was going on and the different churches and organizations were coming together doing stuff in front of the TV screen. But what are you doing now? That's what I'm talking about. What are you still doing? There are people that still need water and kerosene and stuff like that. Who are you talking to try to make it happen? I know I'm done. I got so many comments. Hey, Bobby, thank you for joining us. There go my sister. Hey, Pico, she said, trusting God is the key to the problem. Awesome testimony. God is good. And my sister, no. She knew what I went through, and God blessed her. You know, she did a lot for me herself, and I thank God for her. But I can't. This girl, when she was talking to me Saturday, it was like bells was going off in my ear. Me and my mom and daddy, me and my child, me and mine. Never was it nobody else. I have a problem with that. I really do. Now, somebody may challenge me on that, but you better challenge right, because I'm telling you, the Bible said we're supposed to be our brother's keeper. Now, I had one gentleman to tell me, just like I got mine, because I had asked him to help with an event to help seniors. And he said, just like I got mine, they got to get theirs. I said, well, who do you think gave you yours? He said, I go to work every day. That's how I got mine. I said, who gave you the breath to go to work? The breath in your body? Who gave you life in your body to go to work to make the money? And but people have that mindset. And then another thing, what we do, we live in people's pocketbooks. We live in people's bank accounts. We can't do that. We say they shoulda, woulda, dulda had that. All of us shoulda, woulda, dulda had something. But the main point is, I don't care if somebody, and you looking at them and they take every bit of money and just throw it up in the air and let it fall and other people get it. If they need help, they need help. Was it a foolish gesture what they did? Yes, it was. We all have done something foolish. We all have done things that we wish we shouldn't have done, but we penalize people for things that they do sometimes because we've never done them, because we have never been in those shoes. So because we haven't been in those shoes, it is easy for us to criticize what somebody else is doing when you haven't walked in those shoes yourself. Oh, somebody better help me. I'm trying to tell you, it's easy for us to criticize somebody else when we haven't had to walk in them shoes. We see people victories, but we don't see their struggles. We see people smiling, but we don't see their tears. We see people that that it appears like they got it all together, but you don't know what they had to go to get what they got. We're just looking on the outside, but we don't know. But that's what we do. We sit home, we sit in our living room and have gossip sessions about things and people that we don't even know anything about. You gossiping about me, you gossiping about your neighbor, you gossiping about what you heard. How do you know that's true? How do you know? How do you know what you're sitting in the living room gossiping about is true? And even if it is true, is it helpful? How is it helping that person? Even if it is true, is it helpful? Just because something is true, does that give us a right to spread it? Does that give us a right to go talk about it? Oh, y'all better come on here, somebody. Bobby, let me tell you, this has been that type of a weekend. You hear me? It's been that type of a weekend because I done heard so much. I'm not talking about, when I say I heard so much, I'm not talking about gossip. I was just talking about, you hear conversations and you hear people, you see people frowning and you see people turning up their nose at somebody just because they may not have like we have, or they may not dress like we dress and stuff. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that. You don't know where a person is in their home. You don't know where a person is mentally. You don't know if that person is about to break. Just because they smiling, they could be smiling on the outside and crying in the inside. I've been there so many times. Do you hear me? You can be smiling on the outside and crying in the inside. So we got to be careful when we say things about people that we don't know anything about. I think, look, it's almost like being innocent until proven guilty. But nowadays, people don't wait till you're proven guilty. They jump on the bandwagon with other people and help them crucify you. God ain't pleased with that. He's not pleased with that, and nobody can tell me that God is pleased with that. And I be by myself a lot, me and my two dogs. I have opportunity to be around a lot of people, but I choose not to. Not because I'm perfect, not because I cross every T and dot every I. I just don't want to be around a whole bunch of gossiping because you know what? It brings me back to how they gossip about me and how they said things about me that wasn't true, and the tears that I had to cry, and the hurt that I had to endure. So when I start remembering what people once said, I'm going to take myself out of the equation. I'm going to take myself out of the equation. I don't want to be bothered. I'd rather just be by myself and just let it go. Let it go. Because if you, ooh, Jesus, have mercy. It's just, and you can, hey, Evelyn, thank you for joining us. And now my sister's on here. She know I love my family. She know that. But Lord, you got some family members that know more about you and everybody else than they know about themselves. They know about you. They know what you do in your own house. They know how much money you got. No, they don't know. They speculating. Speculating. You got some friends like that. They think they know everything that there is. Now they don't know your hurt and pain. You looking at me right now, and it look like I got it all together. No, I don't. God is the glue that holds me together. God is the glue that holds me together. I'm gonna give you an example. I had to go to the doctor today. I had to go see my surgeon today. So when I went in there, the lady, she said, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm very depressed today." I'm showing you how the world thinks. She said, "Well, I'm so sorry to hear that now." So when my doctor got through examining me, he said, "You all right?" I said, "No, I'm very depressed today." Now, this wasn't the answer that I was expecting him to say. He said, "Well, just go on home and get into bed." I said, "I am. I'm going straight home and I'm going to get into bed. I'm going to be in the bed for the rest of the day." Matter of fact, I wasn't going to even do my show today, but I refused to give the devil credit. I got up. It was 10 minutes to 7, and I got ready in 5 minutes. I said, "I'm going to do this show today." Now, listen. I know it's not the nurse's job to ask me what's wrong with me, but it didn't matter to her. She just took my copay and went on doing what she was doing. I know that my doctor, where I went to, is a surgeon. He's not a psychiatrist. But the point I'm trying to make, he didn't listen. He didn't even ask me what was wrong. And that's the kind of world we live in today. That's the kind of world we live in. Somebody called me today and I said, "I really don't feel like talking right now." And they said, "Okay." Never did they say what's wrong. Never. Do anybody understand what I'm saying? People can be dying in the inside and hurt, but people don't want to take time to listen because hear what they say. I got my own problems to work out. Oh boy, but I'm fine now. I'm not depressed now. That's just a moment that I went through earlier today. But I'm just showing, suppose I would have been suicidal. Suppose I would have been one of those persons that was suicidal and I got no love. I just got absolutely no love. Think about when we go in the grocery store and whether they're homeless or whether it's somebody in the aisle and you just walk past them, you won't even look at them, you won't even smile at them because you say, "I don't know them." But do you not know a smile can save a person's life? You don't have to have a conversation. You can smile at them. They don't have to smile back at you. You share your smile with them. Believe me, they'll remember your smile. They will remember your smile. Hold that door open when you go in the gas station. They may not say thank you, but during their downtime, they're going to remember that somebody cared enough for them to hold the door open. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just don't think we care enough. We don't care like our parents did. Nobody cannot convince me otherwise. Our parents didn't have what we have, but they were some of the most caring people in the world. And yes, they had the same problems we had. You know, they didn't get along with some of their neighbors and stuff like that. But you know what? They could get through fussing 1 minute, and the neighbor could say, I need an egg. Do you have an egg? They gonna get that egg. I need some sugar. Do you have sugar? They gonna get that sugar. But where are we? We ain't doing that. We could care less what somebody else going through. And that bothers me, y'all. It really bothers me. People look at the TV and the different things that's going on, and they say, what's wrong with this world? Well, I'm going to give you Loretta Coleman commentary on that. You look at it, you say, what is wrong with this world? Well, what are you contributing to help this world? Are you sharing that smile? Are you sharing that kind word? Or are you in your own little world? What are you doing when you see that little boy who everybody think the little boy with saggy pants and dreadlocks is a gangster, and they're not? Some of them just need somebody to say, how was school today? Whether they may not even answer you. You've sown a seed of love. That little girl you see at the bus stop that's dressed, she not dressed like she going to school. She dressed more like a hooker. How you doing today, young lady? What did you learn in school? Oh, she'll probably do that right there. You done sowed a seed of love in her life. That's what's missing in the world today. I preached that sermon at the Art Church 2 Sundays ago. I used Tina Turner topic. What's love got to do with it? It's got everything to do with it. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not arrogant. Love does not hold grudges. Love does not keep record of a suffered wrong. That's what real love is. But you know who keep records? We do. You know who hold grudges? We do. And we think it's all right. It ain't all right. I think it was I don't think it was last Tuesday. It must have been my show last Monday. And I told him, I said, and I said it in the message that I preached at the Art. There's some people that I can't love on my own. I have to ask God. God, I cannot love her on my own. God, I cannot love him on my own. God, I need the God kind of love. Because right now, I'm not feeling no love for them people. So God, I need you to help me. Because I know it's not right for me to have this in my heart. That's how I talk to God. There's no secrets with me and God. We can't have no secrets with God anyway, because he knows everything that there is to know about us. So I just say, God, you already know. I don't like them. God, you already know that. I'm not hiding anything from him because I can't. So I just say, God, I don't like them. I need you to help me. God, I know I didn't act right with Sister Peanut Butter. I know I didn't act right with Brother Jelly. But God, I also know in order for me to call myself a Christian, God, I got to be honest with you, and I got to be honest with myself. All of us will not get along with everybody, but we can treat people better. But we got this jealous spirit, we got this angry spirit, we got this hearsay spirit, we got this backstabbing spirit, we got this I don't care attitude, and that's not the way that God intended for it to be, ladies and gentlemen. That's not the way that God intended for it to be. Ooh, Lord, if I ain't helping nobody, I'm helping myself. Because I'm talking myself out of some things, because it is, Linda, life is hard. Life is hard, but you can make it through all these things I say when you talk to God about it first. When you talk to God about it first, and you come to him, you know, I was at the event I hosted last night. Well, I was the MC of, and I look over people's head, because, if you look people in the eyes, they be making all these kind of facial things and hunching this when, did you hear what she said and stuff like that? See, I could tune all that out. And I'm just gonna be real, I'm gonna be transparent. I have to turn all that out, because if I don't tune all that out, then I'll become a fool and I'll stop with the microphone in my hand and I will say, hey, you talking about me? You got something you want to tell me? So I don't want to do that. So I look over people's heads, because when I go out, I want to represent God. Sometimes I fail. Don't get me wrong. Now, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I fell flat on my face, but I try when I go out to be my very best, because you got all kind of people sitting looking at you. And then I like to take things with me and give them away. And some people, they'll say, I have all kind of things that I be playing games in between the calling up the next group. Do you not know some of those things mean so much to them people, because nobody never gives them anything? You have people that'll pack stuff up, take it to Goodwill to get a little bit of credit. Goodwill turns around and sell it when you got a person down the street that could have used that same thing. But because you don't like them, you're not going to give it to them. Can I get an amen from somebody? Well, I'm not going to get it. Listen, I'm just telling all my business tonight. It was this lady that was there last night, and she walked up to me and she said, you don't remember me, do you? And I said, no. And I was just looking at her, because to me, I had never seen that lady before in my life. But I had sense enough to be nice to her, because just because I didn't remember her did not say that we didn't come in contact. She said, you don't remember when I came to your house and I bought $1,000 worth of hats from you before the pandemic? And I looked back at her and I said, something is different. You lost a lot of weight. She said, yes. She said, I've lost a whole lot of weight. She said, call me. She said, if you got some hats to sell, I would love to buy some more. I said, baby, I'm going to call you tomorrow. Now, here's the thing. Suppose I had been nasty to that lady. I don't know you. I ain't never seen you before. Just suppose I would have had that attitude with her. I would have missed my blessing. Just suppose I would have had the attitude that, why are you bothering me? I told you I didn't know who you are. See, sometimes we miss our blessings because we're so tense and we're so edgy, and we take everything so personal. And I stood there last night after I had a conversation with her. It was just like everybody was coming up and talking to me. Now, did I know them people I was talking to? I ain't never seen some of them people, but I got sense enough to know that I have to be nice to them, because I don't ever know who I'm talking to, as many people as I deal with. And one of the things, people say bad enough things about you as it is, but all you need is that one person. Oh, I spoke to Loretta Coleman last night and she acted like she didn't even know me. Well, before you come to that, before you say that, have you ever considered the fact that Loretta didn't remember you? Peanut Butter didn't remember you? Jelly, y'all know that's my dummy names. Have it ever appeared to you that something may be going on with them, and at that time they just cannot place who you are? Don't get offended when somebody say, I don't remember you. The lady didn't. She just made me know who she was. Now, there was another lady that came. She talked to me when she came in the door, and she talked to me when she was going out. And my God, could she talk? In my mind, I was saying, lady, that's what I was saying. But she didn't hear me saying, lady. I treated her good, because you got to be careful how you treat people. You know, you have some people that treat people good because they think you can do something for them. They got something. They got a motive down the road where they're gonna use you or they're gonna ask you to sponsor something. So their motive is, I better treat them good because I'm gonna need something for them. No, you shouldn't have that motive. Your motive should be treating people the way that you would want somebody to treat you. That's what your motive should be. Always treat people like you will want to be treated. And never let these words come out of your mouth. I don't need you. You tell a person today, I don't need you. Tomorrow, God can put you in a situation where you'll need that same person that you told you didn't need. And as my friend Allison Baker say, you can't put spilled milk back in a bottle. So it's best to hold what you're thinking. When you ride home, fuss to yourself. But don't let that person know that you feel. Now, I'm not talking about nobody who treats you wrong. I'm just talking about, you know how it is, y'all. You know you got these people that only do for certain people according to titles or what position they hold. You know you got people like that. But we got to treat everybody right. Because you know what? I may be broke today. And for y'all who think I'm a sinner for what I'm getting ready to say, pray for me. But I can be broke today and I can go in the store tomorrow and scratch off a $20 million lottery ticket. And if I scratch that off, friends, family, everybody come from everywhere. But why not? Why you got to wait that somebody can do something for you to treat them good? Why can't you treat somebody good who can do nothing for you? Why do a person have to have a title? Hey, Judy, how you doing? You doing all right? Thank you for joining us. Why do a person have to have a title? Why does a person have to be in a key position for you to help them? Why? Somebody else would have for me. We got to be careful of those that we walk over today, because they may be the very same ones that we have to help tomorrow, that have to help us tomorrow. I'm telling you. And the things that I am telling you now, I have done most of them. I stand accused. I stand accused. There's a lot of things, and Pastor Willie Mae Jackson told me not to say this again, but if I could turn back the hands of times, I'd turn back the hands of times, because I sure would do things differently. I would do things differently because in my day, before I gave my life to Christ, I will fight you. I will fuss with you. I told you what was on my mind, and so on and so on. And unfortunately, some people is still holding on from things or encounters that you had with people 20 years ago. No matter what you have done, no matter how many times that you have said you are sorry, they are still holding on to what you've done. But I got good news for you. You keep on doing good. Let them keep holding the grudge. Let them still hold the unforgiveness. Because you know what? When we stand before God, God is not going to ask you, what did I do? How did Loretta treat you? But how did you treat Loretta? He's going to be concerned about what you did, not your neighbor did. So you do the best that you can do. Does it hurt when people count you out? Yes. Does it hurt when people say negative things against you? Yes. Does it hurt when people scandalize your name? Yes, all that hurt, but you got to keep on going. You got to keep on moving. And just like I always say, if you have to go the speed of a turtle, then you keep going, but don't you quit. You keep going, but don't you quit. You stay focused. Don't look to your left. Don't look to your right. Peter walked that water. When Jesus told him to come, he was walking that water. But the minute somebody called out his name and he took his eyes off of Jesus and looked to the other side, he began to sink. And that's what I say to you. We take our eyes off of God and we forget what God can do for us. And we begin to sink. You understand what I'm saying? We begin to sink. Lord have mercy. This is good to me. I pray that we look at things in a different way. Help somebody. If it's not but one person a month, especially a senior citizen, buy them a bag of rice, a bag of beans, and probably a case of water. How much? That ain't even $10. That ain't even about $7 if you catch it on sale. Do something for somebody that you know is having a hard time. Let me tell all of you who are on here tonight, and those of you who will come back and view this, what you made happen for other people, God will make happen for you. What you make happen for somebody else, God will make it happen for you. Always remember that. And you can't have your hands so tight that nothing can come in or nothing can go out. But make something happen for somebody else without a motive. Please, ladies and gentlemen, people that you know that's homebound, that's sick, that used to be gone all the time, call them and say, hey, how you doing? Say, I was just thinking about you. If you don't get them, leave it on their voicemail. They'll get it. If you know they can text them and say, I'm just thinking of you. Because that means a lot when you're going through. It means a lot just to know that someone cares. It means a lot just to know that you are not by yourself, ladies and gentlemen. It means so much. Ask God to stop making us so judgmental about other people, other people's situations, other people's circumstances. Because we don't know. We only see the surface. We don't know the hurt that people go through. And see, me, I'll tell you a little bit about me, but I don't think there's anybody other than my psychiatrist that I will open up and share how I really feel, because people want to care, but people have their own problems. And I got sense enough to know that people have their own challenges that they're going through. And this is why I tell people it's okay to see a psychiatrist. I love going to see mine, because when I get through with my psychiatrist, I feel like I'm floating on the clouds, because they listen and then they help you to understand what you can't understand. And see, I may try to talk to you, Reverend Curtis Young, and you give me the answer that you think you can give me, but you really can't give it to me because you're not trained to give it to me. First Lady Johnny Mae Rich Butler, you may try to listen to me and you're trying to understand me, but there are some things that we can't understand because we ain't walked in them shoes. And that's what I want. I won't get people stop criticizing people when you hadn't walked in their shoes. Because you don't know where them shoes had took them. You don't know. You know, I could stay on here from 9 to tomorrow talking about things like this. Only thing I want us to do is see ourselves. You understand? See ourselves. And when somebody call and talk to you, don't let them hear you texting on the phone. You're not giving them your undivided attention. I was talking to somebody yesterday on my way to the program. They had the TV louder than I could hear them. So I knew they weren't listening to me. They were watching TV. So I said to them, hold up a minute. I said, now, if we're going to talk, you got to turn that TV down. Now, the average person would have got made mad. But I'm trying to talk to you about something that's on my mind, and you got the TV turned right on. Well, you ain't really listening to me, no way. That's the way I feel. If I'm going through something and it's really bleeding my heart, I need you to pay attention. Even if you act like, even if you don't really care, act like you care. You know where I learned that from? When I was on WOIC, and we were getting ready to do prayer time, morning devotion. And this lady called me. Oh God, I said I shouldn't have picked up this phone before morning devotion because I got preparation I got to do. I picked up the phone and she was just rambling. I didn't say anything. The next thing she said to me is, I just want to die. I just want to kill myself. That got my attention. My point is, suppose she would have heard me rattling books, getting my CDs and stuff ready, and say, you're not listening to me, I'm just going to end it all. We got to pay attention to people. We got to pay attention to people. We got to hear what they're saying, and we got to hear what they're not saying. We got to pay attention to people. We're not the only one who hurt. We got people around us that's hurting. We got people that around us that are depressed. We got people that around us that's crying for help, but we're too busy to see it. Let's pay more attention. That's the only thing I ask. Hello there, Jean, Thick Pen Joseph. How are you? Thank you for joining us. That's what we got to do. Let's share love. You may not have the means to help with people in Asheville in Florida, but you can pray for them. You can pray for those people who have no home. You can mention them every night in prayer that God will send somebody to help them. I ain't going to Asheville, North Carolina, but I can pray that God send help their way. I'm not going to Florida, but I can pray that God sends help their way. And I say again, we tend to get excited when stuff first happens, and then it's almost like when somebody dies. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. We to the house every night when somebody first died. We to the setting up, and we over there, and most people over there eating. They ain't over there to cook to comfort the family. First thing they come in, they want something to eat when that stuff supposed to be for family. But anyway, that's another story. But what I'm saying, we there doing the setting up. The moment that funeral is, it's like we forget that the person died. That's when they need you the most. They don't really need you to wake up because they too busy making preparations. They're too busy making preparations for the services and making sure that things are being done. They need us way after Marie Ashley. How you doing? They need us way after that fight. So many people are fighting some sort of battle. You're right. People are fighting battles that you don't even know about. I don't care if a person, my mother passed in 1986. And my daddy passed in 1999. Sometimes it hit me like it was yesterday. And one thing that gets me is when somebody say to me, you should be over that now. No, you might be over yours, but I ain't over mine because I would never be over my mother and father's passing. I would never be over that because they were a part of me. With the things, some of the issues that I find myself going through now, I wish I had my mother. I wish I had my daddy. They're going to understand you when everybody else criticizes you. They are going to understand you. And understanding is everything. When you got somebody who understand you, when you got somebody who believe in you, when you got somebody who say to you, you can make it, when you got somebody who say to you, I'm praying for you, that speaks volumes. But a lot of us are too busy to even utter those words. You know, I go to a lot of churches, and one thing that bothers me, you know, how they do that opening prayer. And a lot of times it be people from the audience that they pick. Now, I'm not criticizing, I just want you to notice something. Bless my home, bless my family, bless my children, bless my job, bless my. You stood up there in front of the congregation praying, which you're supposed to be praying for the universal body. But all you are praying is about me, myself, and I. You do that during your private time. You're doing a public prayer. Pray for the universal body. Pray for that person who's sitting in the waiting congregation that they don't know how they're going to pay their bills tomorrow. Pray for that person that's sitting in the waiting congregation who's still grieving the loss of their child. Pray for that person that's just being diagnosed with a serious illness. Instead of getting up there praying a personal prayer in a public setting. I've seen that happen. I just sit down and cross my arms because they're not praying to me. They're praying for their family. I'm not, y'all, I know I ain't the only one that heard that. But that's not the public prayer that you pray in. That's right, Connie. That's when you stand up and they get you to pray like that. Pray for somebody else, because I can dare guarantee you it might be the person sitting beside you that say, when I get out of here, I'm going to end it all. I don't care. I'm going to end it all because nobody cares. Oh, God have mercy. Ooh, Jesus. What's love got to do with it? It's got everything to do with it. Love is patient, kind, not jealous, not self-seeking. This is 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter. It's not easily offended. That's what real love is. Share love with somebody. I'm quite sure all of us know somebody. I spent the day texting and calling different people that I hadn't talked to in a while. And granted, if I be honest with you, sometimes I have to make sure some of the people, when I call them, that I got time, because it's going to be 45 minutes on the telephone. I really don't have that kind of time. But when God puts that person on my spirit, I'm going to take time to call them, because the next time I hear that person's name, I don't want nobody calling telling me peanut butter died this morning and God told me to call and check on peanut butter. You understand what I'm saying? But I was too busy to call and check on peanut butter. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Oh, God. See, Johnny May said, where has all the love gone? It's just, it's really something that we got to ask. And, I don't throw that word lightly. You know, you got some people, I love you. I love you. I love you. You know, they see you at different places. No, you don't love me. You love what I can do for you. You love some people now. Some people, not everybody. Not everybody. But you got some people, they only love you for as much as what you can do for them. And I wrestle with that when they say, I love you. Do I say I love you back? Or do I just say thank you? I appreciate that. I think that's what I say. Thank you. I appreciate that. But love is an action word. Love is an action word. Love is an action word. Oh my God. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get off, because I've been talking for 1 hour. Everybody probably on here has been in love one time or another. Y'all remember? He or she would say, I'm going to call you back at 10 o'clock. And we'd be so sleepy. But we wanted to hear that voice before we went to bed. And we would lay there and we'd wait for that phone to ring. And we would be so sleepy on that phone, they wouldn't be saying nothing. And you wouldn't be saying nothing. It's just the fact that at that time you thought you loved them and they thought that they love you, and they may have. Well, that's how God wants us to love others. And that's how he wants us to love him. God, I love you. God, I don't understand what's going on in my life, but I love you. God, I don't understand what's going on, but I trust you. That's the kind of love God wants us to give to him. But we don't even have time for God sometimes. We do everything that we want to do. We go to concerts and we'll stay there for 5 hours. We go to football games, we'll tailgate, and then we'll stay to the game. And then we'll go to parties, we'll go out to eat and sit at the table for 2 or 3 hours just laughing time. But when we go to church, an hour, that preacher better be wrapping it up. No more than an hour and 15 minutes. Because we ready to go. And we're supposed to be there worshiping the Lord in spirit and in truth. But we want to get out of there. And most of the times, not all the time, but most of the time, we ain't gonna do nothing but go somewhere and eat and sit and talk. But we don't want to give God no time. We don't want to give him. I remember the old timey revival services and the good singing before. You might well have an hour of good singing before the preacher even preach. You don't get that no more. Everybody want to rush things. Now, let me say this because I don't need nobody inboxing me. Don't inbox me. A pastor can run his church to where he wants to. That's not what I am saying. So don't go and tell nobody that I'm saying that. I'm just saying we don't have the revival services like we used to. The good singing that got the preacher ready to preach, and everybody just had a good time. Everybody just want to rush things when it comes to church. I just everybody want to rush things, but then we do whatever it is we want to do. And we don't put no time limitations on it. We don't put no time. That's right, Jonathan. We don't put no time on it. I know you do, Marie. I know you do. I know you do. We don't put no time restriction on something that we want to do. But we start looking at that watch and we say, okay, he better come on here now, because if he don't come on here, I'm getting up and I'm leaving. And we go home, we eat that good Sunday dinner, we take our clothes off, we lay on that couch, watch football, or whether it's family gatherings or all that. We do all that. And we give a lot of people, that's the only time God hear from them is on Sunday mornings or when they want something. Because you'll be surprised at people that get up out in the bed in the morning and don't even say, God, thank you for waking me up. You'll be surprised at the people that go to bed in the evening time and don't say, God, thank you for carrying me through this day. God wants our love, and he wants us to show love. And I got to go. This has been good to me. And it's reminding me a lot of things. When I be talking to you, I be talking to me too. I'm not exempt from that. I'm not exempt from what I be telling y'all. I've either been through it, I'm either going through it, or either gonna go through it. That's what I want to do. And I thank y'all for watching. I really do. God is good, and he is worthy to be praised. Love somebody. You pray for me. I pray for you. And we're going to watch God change things. You pray for me, and I pray for you. Hey, Janice. And we're going to watch God change things. If you don't do nothing but say, bless everybody that was on Loretta Coleman Live tonight. Do you know how many people that cover? Bless everybody that was in my workplace today. God, you know everything that they may be challenged with. God bless those in my family that I don't hear from. You know what's going on more than I do. Pray for those people who have lost loved ones and who are still struggling. That's what we got to do. And I'm going to close with this. I keep saying I'm going to close. Vote for who you want to vote for, but pray and ask God to direct your voting. I heard somebody say yesterday, regardless of who get it, God gonna take care of me. That's true. But he's given us somebody to vote for, because when you got somebody that's calling himself at the same level of Jesus, that's a problem. I ain't telling you what nobody told me. I'm telling you what I heard with my own ears. And y'all better do your homework. Better stop looking at these news channels and do your homework. But if you want to see what number 45 is really about, oh baby, you better watch some TikTok, because he go real on there. He go for real. And he cussed the Madam President out this weekend, live. And he cussed her out. They was talking about it. They was talking about it today. Cussed the Vice President of the United States out. Anyway, early voting has started all over the world where you can vote. Please vote. Don't sit home and not vote. Yes, we can make history, but what's most important, you don't need to let a dictator get nowhere. You hear me? I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. They ain't got to read about Project 25, Miss Savage. They ain't got to read about Project 25, even though it's educational, what he's planning on doing. Only thing they got to do is listen to what he say when he talk. He's already telling us what he's going to do. A lot of people, you ain't going to get the welfare checks. A lot of people won't get, they're going to move the age to 70 before you could get your Social Security. All that kind of thing, trying to do away with public education, all that kind of stuff. Y'all better wake up and smell the coffee. Better smell. She's talking about amendments. Listen to him out of his mouth, what he's saying, and it's more real. I'm telling you, I look at him every night, not to be amused by it, but I cannot believe the things that he say. I cannot believe the things that he say, and the world is watching. You know why he don't care? You know why he don't care? Couple of reasons. Because he know he got some people that's going to follow him because they think they're going to get another stimulus check, which you're not. And then he got some people, he don't care because he think he's on the level with Jesus. They got signs, not Jesus and Trump. Man, please. Y'all have a good night. Man, please. Have a good night.